Okay, this is Andy Graham of the Ask Andy Show. I'm in Vilcabamba, Ecuador. I've traveled non-stop for 16 years, went to 90 countries. I don't have a home, I go anywhere. I'm answering questions globally, any kind of question. Okay, Tim K. I was just in Africa before I came to Ecuador here, and Tim K asked me, what do you think of the mess that has been thrown Africa? See quotes at 33 minutes into this. John Perkins, Confession of an Economic Hitman Extended. And then Apology of Economic Hitman, English subtitles for... I don't know what it is. Okay, well, there's kind of a... He's saying that corporations and governments and like the United... He's basically, this guy was a hitman, economic hitman for the United States. And what he would do is he would go to countries and by using the leverage of the United States government plus the CIA plus the corporation money, he would try to basically go lobby in a very nasty way. Okay, he uses the term hitman, but he would go lobby with this country to change their laws, and he infers that he knows people that got killed. He brings up Noriega and all these different places. Okay, the question is, what do I think of this thing? Do I think that a corporation will do something bad to make money? 100%. Do I think a government official will do anything bad for? Yeah, 100%. Do I think that the United States is worse or better than most countries? Well, the bigger the boy, the bigger the power, right? I mean, so yeah, we can do things that are worse. On a whole, though, in the whole of the United States, here in Ecuador, if you did something bad and you really disagreed with the government, you'd probably just disappear. And on a local level in America, you just basically get to survive. So I don't really see anything different from any country. Corporations are in business to make money for the corporation, and are they ethical? No. They're only ethical if the government of that country forces them to do it. And the only one that only in America are there always, exposing corruption, right? Most of these other countries, it's just, that's how you get ahead, is you become a corrupt official. And every country I've ever been in has corruption, and most of the time I would say the United States is the least corrupt. On the other side, it does have the most amount of rules and regulations and jump through the hoops to stop corruption. I mean, without the rules and questions and paperwork and the forms and the newspapers and all this stuff in America, you would never stop corruption. But do I think that America is a overall corrupt country? No more than any other. It's actually less. But of course, anybody sort of likes to, piss on their own house in a way here, and it's just a no-brainer. It's not worth the effort. You shouldn't do it. But let's get back to his question about Mask of Africa. I haven't really. It's really an hour and 15 minutes. I was watching it before I came here. I don't like conspiracy theory type things. I don't really watch these things because they're just bad juju. They're not going to make you happy. I already know that people are corrupt, and if they can cheat on their taxes to make more money, they will. If they can lie to make more money, they do. I mean, that's just standard operating procedure for most people on the planet. I pride myself in not doing that. But it's also by not being afraid and not being paranoid. But you just got to be man up and tell the truth. The people that can't man up and tell the truth are normally the ones that lie all the time. And half the people that are avoiding America to go to another country to avoid the corruption are the ones that are the most corrupt. Okay, it's not like the guys that come abroad are more corrupt. Are more honest. The ones that leave the country are actually more corrupt than the people inside the country. The good old mom and pops in America are good people. And but what they're doing to Africa a lot of times is Africa is really controlled by France economically, because they basically, when all the colonies, I didn't really get to I watched it before, but I really don't understand it completely. But what the big problem in Africa is the the basically management system of their countries is often confused, and their accounting and their banks and their telephone systems are basically ran by either France or some other big telephone company. And when all the colonies of France or different things were let loose in the 1960s, one of the provisos was that they had to do their banking in France. So basically, French controls all their money. And but France is like the backup system in Africa. When somebody has a problem in Africa, they call up the French army and they come. So in South America, they probably call up the American army. Everybody doesn't like Big Brother, but when it's who they call first. It's right now you see in the Philippines they're calling back the Americans, right? Because they try to do it on their own, and they really just it's a boondoggle. I mean, it's just not, it doesn't work. So basically, they're bringing back the American army into Subic Bay and Clark. It's always, there is no right answer, right? When you have people, they do things bad, and you just can't stop it. And the bigger the bureaucracy, the more ability for people to hide in it. But the answer is the press. It's people like me taking the camera, turning it on, and trying to show you the real thing, and not writing an article with cherry-picked photos that doesn't explain the thing. I'm going to explain this whole city, right? And I'll explain to you exactly what it is with videos. And you can't really lie. It's a really beautiful place here, but there's some problems. I mean, it's really a horrible place for fat people. I mean, this is a horrible place. The steps around this city are absolutely killers. I mean, I will recommend soon that everybody walk only on the roads and never walk on the sidewalks here, because you just can't get it up when there's no rails. But corruption and this economic hitman, do I think these guys exist? Of course they do. If I'm a corporation, I'm going to hire a lobbyist, and I'm going to go after my local congressman and make him sway his bills the way I want him to sway it. That's what the value of having a lot of money is. Now, what the value of the law? That's to stop this kind of things. With no law, and trust me, there is no law in 200 countries on the planet. You can't even hardly find a police. Okay, Andy Graham, thanks, Tim.